Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. We're just going to give everyone a couple minutes to get on, log in. So please sit tight and we'll be back in a few minutes.
All right,
thanks.
Perfect. Hey, all right, guys, we're almost ready to launch. We're just giving people a couple more minutes to sign on, and then we'll be off and away.
Awesome. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for joining again on a Monday on Thanksgiving week. Really excited to spend some time with you all today. We've done a couple live streams now, and maybe some of you have been part of the others. Today, we really want to talk to you about the upcoming holiday season. It's here and it's approached really quickly, and we have some exciting holiday insights to share with you, as well as strategies for how you can actually launch a holiday campaign for your brand or for your clients in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to spend about 20-25 minutes today talking through that, and then we want to leave time for questions as well. We want to make this as interactive as possible. You'll see on the top right corner a space to ask questions, so we'll be able to answer those as we go. And we'll leave time at the end as well. For those who don't know us, I'm Taylor. This is Rob. And we lead the Waze local premium team. We're based here in New York, but we cover all of North America. So if we haven't met any of you, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining, and excited to chat with you soon.
Awesome.
Cool. So we're just going to share our screen now and open up some of our slides for you. Perfect. So as we wait for that to open, today we're obviously going to be talking to you about holiday campaigns on Waze. We're going to kick it off. I'm going to share some holiday trends to begin, as well as insights that we've heard from our Waze drivers and how they impact the different businesses and verticals that you might be working on with your clients. And then Rob's going to dive into some very specific and actionable strategies for the holiday season and how you can launch a campaign. And then we're going to talk about getting started and how you can actually measure this campaign. So to set the stage, hopefully you're all already familiar with Waze, but for those who aren't as familiar, we're a growing navigation app in the US. We have over 25 million active users here in the country. And I mean, the reason why Waze works so well in the US is that it's really an app to get people where they're going faster, to fight traffic, to help eliminate traffic. And we all know that here in the US, a lot of us commute and spend a ton of time in traffic. Actually, 86% of people in the US commute. And that ladders up to about 1 week spent in traffic every single year. So people love Waze and the utility that it brings to them their day-to-day, and they spend a ton of time in app as well. Actually, on average, 10 hours every single month. And you'll see in a little bit that time spent in app actually increases over the holidays as well. So they're spending a ton of time. They're super engaged. What makes Waze so unique in navigation apps is the community aspect of it, and users reporting what's happening on the road around them. We get 50 million of those active reports from our users every single month. This number is growing. And so there's a big opportunity for brands to kind of capture this audience and talk to these drivers. And who really are these people that are using Waze? For those who are not as familiar with Waze, they might think that it's a younger audience base, it's a new app. Actually, a lot of our age demo skews higher, older, and you'll see here the majority are over the age of 25 and even over the age of 35. And when you think about the holidays, these are the people who are going to be spending the majority of the holiday budget. They're going to be shopping, they're going to be eating while they're shopping and spending some more of that money. And so again, it's a really great opportunity to speak to this perfect demo audience during the holiday season. So let's talk about the holidays specifically and what we see. When we looked at our navigations last year over November and December, compared to the months previous, we saw a huge spike in navigations and especially to some key verticals. So 14% increase in navigations to fuel, 20% increase in navigations to restaurants, and an astounding 41% increase in navigations to retail and fashion. So drivers are on the road more during the holidays. They're traveling, they're shopping, and there's a lot of extra time to share with these drivers your holiday promos and insights. Something else interesting that we found is the spikes at certain times of years. Wazers are waiting longer and longer to shop for the holidays. It's as to be expected, but we see a huge spike in traffic on Black Friday. So a great opportunity to be in the map then and let them know about your promotions for Black Friday. But also you'll see a kind of creeping up increase in navigations towards Christmas, and then a huge spike right before. So people are waiting longer. There's still time to talk to them. They don't necessarily maybe know what they're shopping for yet. So it's a chance to get in front of them. We talked to our drivers as well and asked them a lot of questions about this time of year, about how they plan on shopping. And interestingly enough, they actually, majorities plan to spend time shopping both online and in store. So Waze is a great chance to bring that online to offline story to drivers. They're actually looking at purchases online and then using Waze to navigate to actually get there and make that purchase. And again, going back to the point I mentioned before, a lot plan to do the majority of their shopping in December. So we still are approaching that time. And interestingly enough, in Google Consumer Survey, we found that Wazers and drivers in general plan to spend more money this year as well when we're looking at it compared to last year. So as you think about kind of your marketing campaigns for 2016 and how you really told people about what was happening in your retail store, at your restaurant, it's going to be even bigger this year. So making sure you prepare for that accordingly. We found as well that Waze drivers told us that the majority of times they're actually the ones doing the shopping. So 3/4 of drivers are the primary gift shoppers in their household. And when they actually go to buy those gifts, on average, over 75% are spending more than $25. So, a big share of wallet, slice of the pie to grab at this time of year. What is it that they're shopping for? You'll see here a snapshot: electronics, clothing, toys, home goods. So if your brand or your clients have these types of promotions that you're trying to highlight over the holiday season, these are the types of things that are going to be speaking to drivers. These are the types of promos that are going to be catching Wazers' eyes, and a great opportunity to highlight. And it's not just shopping. Obviously, we all think about the holidays and we think about gifts and retail, but there's a ton of other verticals that we see increased navigations to as well. And when you think about when people are doing their shopping, they're driving in their car, they're using Waze, and they need somewhere to park. We asked and we found that 29% of Wazers just kind of find parking ad hoc. They're driving around, they're looking for it. So parking providers have a great opportunity to actually show drivers on the Waze map that they're close by. Serve them an ad, let them know that you're there, and help them park in your spot over another. Aside from parking and aside from shopping, restaurants. People are out, they're traveling more, they're with family, they're with friends, they're celebrating. They're also hungry while they're doing all this shopping. People got to eat in the holiday season. And we actually found that 70% of Wazers will actually plan to eat while they're doing shopping for the holidays and while they're on the road. So that's a huge chunk. And so we went a little bit further and we asked them, okay, well, when you're eating, as you're doing your holiday shopping in the next couple of weeks, what are those promos that are really going to speak to you? And we kind of pinpointed what those are here. So if you're a restaurant, quick service, or casual dining, and you're thinking about running a holiday promotion on Waze, these are the types of things that are going to make a difference to Wazers, that are going to impact them, and that are going to really catch their attention to actually try out your restaurant over another. So that's some of the insights, holiday insights that we have as we talk to our drivers over the past couple months. Now I'm going to turn it over to Rob to actually share some specific strategies for how you can put these insights into action.
Thanks, Taylor. And I cannot believe it is already Thanksgiving. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, Taylor mentioned I'm going to take it over from here. I'm going to talk through some of the strategies. When you take a step back on a high level, the two things that we really focus in on here at Waze at helping to deliver as a solution are, one, building awareness. So creating awareness about your brand, about your store, about your product, both on a location basis or a specific offer basis. And then secondarily, and often most importantly, is getting people to the store. When you think about the holiday time of year, it's all about getting people into your store, purchasing goods, purchasing services, and really delivering upon your KPIs and metrics that you're going for. So those are the two high-level goals that we focus in on. When you think about like where we come into play, where we are in the marketing funnel, we really call ourselves billboards with a digital backbone. So when you think about billboards, the traditional out-of-home media that you're driving by on the highway, you're driving by, in cities, specifically, it's building awareness, it's creating awareness, and it's also trying to drive that in-store traffic. The one downside is with most out-of-home medias, it's very hard to track. It's not as measurable. With Waze, we take a lot of pride in our ability to track all these KPIs, to track the performance from those high-level impressions, those mid-funnel interactions, and then ultimately, what are the navigations? Who are we driving to your store? And then in addition, we have very actionable CTAs or call to actions, right? So we have the save for later when we're trying to build that pre-offer awareness, when we're trying to run something that we want people to come back to. And then, a little bit lower down the funnel, more actionable, we have drive there, which really boosts engagements, get people into the store and driving to your location. This is our three main solutions that we offer. I like to think of this as a marketing funnel. So very much at the top of that marketing, and we have our pins, which is creating this brand awareness. So same too as you would have a sign outside your store, outside your retail location, for anyone passing by. We want to do that digitally. So we want to take our store sign and we want to put it on the map, literally and figuratively, putting it on the map so that people who are driving by in the area, people who are passing by on Waze can actually see your location, can see that store sign. Very much high level. As indicated here on the slide, you can click it. It'll expand into a banner where you can basically put some of your promos. You can create that brand awareness, and it creates that very high funnel brand awareness. The second solution that we really have is called our zero speed takeovers. This is more of that mid-funnel push. They're called zero speed takeovers for a couple of reasons. One, they only take over the screen when you're fully stopped for safety purposes, but also because that's when our customers, our advertisers, are most likely to relook at the map, make sure they're heading the right direction. And so that's actually when we want to show them. This is our mid-funnel solution because the way that we do it is we're actually pushing out to our customers. So we're setting a specific mile radius around our store, whether it's 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. We're creating that radius based on what our goals are. And then we're saying anyone who's navigating through that radius, we want to be targeting them with a specific push, right? A banner that we're going to take over their screen. This is a really great place to put that limited time offer, that promotion you're running, or really create awareness and get people to drive into the store. Finally, when we think about that bottom of the funnel, that bottom marketing funnel, we finally have search promotion. And so this is like the most direct action. This is when our Waze drivers are actually going into their app, they're typing, whether it's a brand term such as Staples here, as you see in the ad, or whether it's more a categories term like office furniture, office supplies, something like that. We have the ability to show our ads to these users that are in the moment of action. We like to talk about micro moments at Google, and this is very much a micro moment when people are in the act of purchasing something. With search, it's actually you're running this every time you're running a branded pin campaign. It's tied to the branded pins. And so we want to make sure, because it is a value add, that we also have that bottom of the funnel on and ready for the holidays to get all those customers in the store. All right, let's talk through some of our favorite strategies for the holidays. The first one is called Always On. Most of you are probably familiar with this one. Much as you always want to have signs outside your store, letting people know that you exist, letting them know about any specific promotions, offers you have going on, very traditional, old school media. We want to do the same thing, but we want to take that into the digital world, right? So we always want to have our store sign on the map, showing that we're open, showing any specific promos that we're running. And this is kind of that always on approach. What this also does is it makes sure that not only are you pushing out your content, creating that brand awareness, putting your pin on the map, but you're also allowing that bottom funnel search promotion always to be on and capture people when they're in that moment of making a purchase decision. The way we go about figuring out this always on strategy is we actually try and match it with the impression share, right? So often we get a lot of our advertisers asking us questions. How many impressions do I have? How many people will actually see my ad when I put up these branded pins? And so what Taylor and our team and I do is we actually pull the impression numbers available with that mile around your specific store, so we know exactly how many people there are that we can show our stores, our pins to, and what % of that impression share can we get. So thinking that through, that's kind of the first strategy, is making sure we're always on for the holidays. Our second and larger push, here we have the example of Starbucks PSL Pumpkin Spice Latte. As Taylor knows, it's a favorite of mine. It gets me every year. It's my favorite Starbucks campaign that they run. But anyway, that's in line with what our second strategy is, the large holiday push. So often during this time of year, we have a specific campaign, a specific promotion that we're going to be running. And so we want to make sure that we're coordinating our marketing efforts across all platforms. So we always talk about digital, social, out of home, TV, radio, Waze as well. We want all of our strategies to be in line for the holidays to make sure that we have as much success and drive as much success with this holiday push as possible. So this, again, earlier I was talking about that mile radius. This is where that mile radius really comes into play. So when advertisers are driving through a specific radius that we've set, we're able to push out banner ads again when they're fully stopped. And this is where we're going to put those big push. This is where we're going to leverage all the media platforms that we're currently advertising on, and we're going to drive up that frequency. So in marketing, we talk a lot about frequency. We talk about hitting that 5 to 8 time frequency within a specific time frame of a specific campaign to make sure that we can deliver upon our branded our goals for these campaigns. So this push is very much in line with that, making sure that we have a strong coordinated effort across all of our marketing channels. Our third strategy is a specific geo or store-based push. So again, we're going to be using those USB takeovers. In this example, you see Dunkin' Donuts with their turkey feast sandwich, which looks delicious. A lot of us are on the East Coast, just finished up lunch, but some of you out on the West Coast, you're still hungry. But anyway, getting back to the point, this is going to be more the specific store pushes. So anytime you have like a struggling geo or a geo that you want to pay a little bit more attention to, deliver a little bit more of those marketing KPIs, those marketing goals, that audience, we're able to basically strategize to help you push out to specific stores or specific regions and make that a much stronger play for the holidays. So here's where we would be able to bolster up those stores, put a little bit more advertising in, and really give a great push for those stores. Sometimes it's a different promotion, sometimes it's a limited time offer that we do, but that's kind of that third strategy, is working on specific geos or stores. Finally, this is really great if we are looking at testing out, how Waze plays into our full marketing channel. It's a great time and a great way to sort of do a small geo test, store test that we can really use to help strategize and plan for our 2018 strategy. Finally, but not least, we have targeting other locations. So this one's a fun one. I really geek out over this one. But typically, because we're Waze and we're location-based, we do mostly around our stores, right? So we choose that mileage radius. When people are driving by, we show the pins. But this is a way to get outside of that mile radius. It's a little exciting for this holiday season. Basically, what we do in this strategy is we actually choose other areas. So maybe your customers live in a zip code that's outside, outside of that 5 or 10 kilometer radius that we've set up. Maybe they're in a different town and you want to create awareness and drive people to your store. We can actually set up banner campaigns, right? So those zero-speed takeovers in those other locations, creating that brand awareness, creating that drive, that pull. Here we have the example for Bed Bath & Beyond. We would be using the save for later call to action because we want it to go to their inbox. We want them to look at that offer and then, make that decision to choose to come to your store. But this is a really unique strategy that I think is really great for the holidays, especially as we look to expand our customer base, to bring more people in the store and really get outside of what we've typically been doing in the past. So those are the 4 strategies that we're most excited about this year. We've talked with a lot of our advertisers. We're getting them up and running. Finally, the most important question that Taylor and I always get on our day-to-day calls is, do these ads work? How do we know that they work? Well, we ran a series of studies, a study across thousands of different campaigns that were run. We had a control group and an exposed group, right? People that saw our ads versus people that did not see our ads within that same targeting. And what we found was the people that were exposed to our ads actually exhibited a 94% lift in ad recall, meaning remembering that ad that they saw, and a 33% lift in navigating to your location. And so I think that those are really important metrics to think through, especially as we try and drive customers into our store, bring them in for the holidays, and really make this a successful holiday season.
Awesome. So we're just going to get into the final piece of the presentation. I want to remind everyone to please feel free to ask questions on the live stream, on the live chat. If you have any, we're here to help answer. So if you have any questions at all, just a reminder that we are paying attention and we'll try and answer them as we go. So Rob just shared some incredible strategies for actually getting live with a campaign for the holidays. And now thinking, how can we actually get these up and running? How can we help you specifically drive success for the holiday season? One thing that we wanted to let you know is that everything that you do, you'll be able to track and measure, as Rob was mentioning, in a dashboard. So if you're an agency or if you're a brand, you'll be able to log in and view all of your results in real time. If you're an agency running multiple campaigns for your clients, you'll be able to view all the different campaigns, track the metrics by campaign, by location, and really see the impact that your ads are making over the holidays. So how many people are seeing your ads, how many people are engaging with your ads, and also how many people are actually driving to your locations upon seeing your ad for the holidays. So you'll be able to measure results directly and the impact of what you're doing. I just want to pause briefly. I see a question from Nama, and it's actually a great time to ask kind of what that pricing model is, because we're talking about getting started and working together. Nama, the way that we price our campaigns, it's all on a CPM basis. So you're paying for the impressions that you're getting on the map and how many people are actually seeing that ad. And so our different ad formats have different CPM rates, and we'll be more than happy to actually set up a time to talk about what those are with you over a call, and actually what a campaign for your client specifically would look like based on where the locations are.
Yeah, and often we get questions on budget as well. Typically what we answer in terms of budget is we want to match your budget with your goals, right? So that's why it's going to be so important to get those store locations up, to figure out, what is the total impressions that are available and how can we deliver the most successful results based on those impression numbers. So that's how we kind of think through budgeting.
Definitely. And we know that the holidays are here, as we said already, really quickly approaching. December is almost here. So important to note that we can launch campaigns quickly, as quickly as a week. And all we need is really those locations that Rob mentioned, your creative, and talk about our strategy and your strategy together, and the budget that you're working with, and we can help you get launched. So Rob and I are here. We're available. We want to chat to all you guys, answer any questions. If you have specific client or campaign goal questions, we're here to help. So please reach out to us. Let's set up time. We'd love to chat with all of you.
Yeah. Does anyone have any more questions that they want to put into our dory so we can kind of walk through? I know often during this time of year when people are setting up their campaigns, they're getting everything up. We're back on screen. People are getting everything up and running, and it's a little bit hectic. But that's why I think it's really important to leverage Taylor and I to make sure that we have a full-fledged schedule or strategy put in place that can really help drive success.
Definitely. So you have both of our emails. We will send the deck as a follow-up, and we feel free to ask any other questions then if you didn't get a chance to ask us today, and we'll set up time to talk. But we really appreciate you guys dialing in. Appreciate your time. Hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
And hopefully we'll talk soon. Have a great afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.